Christian Horner has reacted to George Russell's claims after the Mercedes star accused Red Bull in Australia. Christian Horner has rejected George Russell's accusations that Red Bull are hiding the true pace. In Melbourne, Russell suggested Red Bull were not showing off their real performance due to fears they would be stopped by rule changes. He predicted the team probably has around an advantage over the rest of their F1 rivals of around 7/10. However, Horner refused to be drawn into the remarks as he laughed off any suggestion the squad were holding back. The 49-year-old team principal even hit back with his own dig at Mercedes, who dominated the sport during the turbo hybrid era. He told motorsport.com, "That's very generous of him. I mean, his team would know all too well about those kinds of advantages. There's always an element of managing that goes on in any race. You could see because it was a one-stop race and a very early one-stop race, there was an element of tyre management that was going on, which is what they were doing." Checo wasn't hanging about. He wasn't cruising round holding back 7/10 a lap because he didn't want to show it. The grid was certainly a little bit closer at this venue. It comes after Russell told the BBC, "For sure they're holding back. They're almost embarrassed to show their full potential because the faster they seem globally, the more the sport is going to try to hold them back somehow." Red Bull are in a class of their own this season, with the constructor picking up 3 wins so far. Verstappen has secured victories at 2 events and has opened up a 15-point lead in the Drivers' Championship. However, Mercedes took a shock lead at Albert Park as Verstappen dropped to P3 on lap 1. But, it took the Dutchman just a couple of laps after the restart to retake the lead after cruising past Lewis Hamilton. However, Verstappen seemed to suggest Red Bull were holding back as he revealed the team had around half a second left in the tank. He told the BBC's Checkered Flag podcast, "I think no one really knew how long that hard tyre would last, so it's about just bringing it home because we had a bit of pace, I think, over the others. There's no need to try and gain half a second a lap and destroy your tyres to the end because you never know. A safety car can happen, red flags, like we had today. So yeah, it's not necessary to risk all that."